Hi, welcome to this episode of White Glove Geography. Today we're looking at ArcGis, a geographical information system software, and I'm going to look at how to add layers within ArcGis. So you can see here in Google we already typed in ArcGis, so let's press enter and see what results come up. Ideally you'll click on map there. If you do happen to click on the main website, you're going to click on map within that. So let's go for the quick link. Let's click on map. So here we have the map appearing, and the first thing to do is modify map because we want to change the map. We're going to add some layers of information. So modify map. Then on the left hand side we've got add. That's a new option that's appeared because we've clicked on modify map. So add. We're going to search for layers. We're going to do a plate tectonics investigation. So we're going to look at plate boundaries. So where are the plate boundaries in the world? We've seen this one before, so let's click on that. And then I'm going to click on Add to Map. It may well be we don't see this immediately on the screen. The reason, of course, is because the UK is not near to a plate boundary. So there we've got appearing the world's plate boundaries. Now, of course, our plate boundaries get earthquakes and volcanoes, but let's just check, is this correct? So let's type in recent earthquakes. Now the date when this was completed, this video, we have it's on the 8th of June 2020. So let's put on recent earthquakes. Let's add those to the map. Let's click on cross there so we can see all the earthquakes, and we've got all the recent earthquakes that have happened today, and today is the 8th of June 2020. Also on plate boundaries, you're aware we have volcanoes. So let's pop the world volcanoes on there as well. Add to map. And then all these little triangles, those are the world's volcanoes. Some of them are active, some of them not active. There's different types of volcanoes. Now, we've got quite a lot of information on the map here. And to be honest, it's quite overwhelming. We can't see some of the information because it's overlaying each other. So I'm going to click on the back arrow here. Then I'm going to click on content. And we can see individually the different layers of the map. So let's take off plate boundaries. Now you can imagine, if we're teaching this in class, a question might be, can you predict where the plate boundaries are going to be? And of course, you'll predict down the western side of North America, the western side of South America, and we have in the Indonesian area here, and the eastern side of Asia. Those typically might be people's predictions. We're going to move the map across so we can see the Pacific Ocean, and often what's called the Pacific Ring of Fire. So here, all around the Pacific Ocean, is one of the major plates. So there's lots of earthquakes, lots of volcanoes. So let's pop the plate boundaries layer back on. Now we're going to take off the world volcanoes layer. And that makes it a little bit easier to see the earthquakes. So let's have a look at one of these earthquakes, the one that's in red there. So a magnitude 6.6 earthquake occurred on the 18th of April. Let's put the volcanoes one back on, and let's take off the earthquake layers. Now we've got lots of different volcanoes, and they're in different colours. So there's a legend or a key, so let's click on the legend. And these tell us the types of volcanoes that they are. So you can see they're clustered in different areas. Lots of red volcanoes here at the top. Let's zoom in there. So the peninsula here. So those are going to be shield volcanoes. Let's go back to content. Let's put the earthquakes back on. And there we've got all the information. So there's lots of information there showing you how we can link the parts of the map together. How we can link the plate boundaries, how we can link the earthquakes, and how we can link the volcanoes. That's just one example of Geographical Information Systems, or GIS, spotting patterns, putting information onto a map. So thank you very much for listening today. This has been ArcGis, White Glove Geography, and thank you. Have a nice day.